Welcome back into the Enrichment Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Stern Agee. And folks, if you have tried to call one of the major, massive brokerage firms recently, you might have found out that anyone with less than $250,000 to invest, well, they get shipped off to a call center. But at Stern Agee right here in East Tennessee, they're helping people, not counting dollars. Regardless of your portfolio and the size of your portfolio, Earl Kerr and Alan Pryor are the guys to call. They will work with you to secure your financial future, and it's not a situation where you call in and say, yeah, I'd like to invest $10,000, and it's beep, you're off on the way to India talking to somebody. That's not what happens with Stern Agee. Talk to Earl, talk to Alan, talk to the folks at Stern Agee this week to work with you on your financial future. All right, Jimmy, Bob, Mike, Chuck, nothing new on the other stuff that we're seeing in terms of the arrests of the Tennessee football players. Ironically, there's a question in this segment that talks about how great the discipline has been. But let's get into the lightning round very quickly here. First one, Tennessee announced this week that in 2015 it would suspend the start of its home-and-home series with UConn and instead play UAB, one of the worst programs in the country, a program whose head coach just left to become the offensive coordinator at Louisville, UAB in Nashville. Now, they've done this before. They played Wyoming in Nashville in '99, I think it was. Thoughts on, and clearly they've even said it's a recruiting move. We want to shore up stuff in the mid-state area. Any problems? Do you like this? Don't like it? Thoughts on UAB in Nashville?
Don't like it. Play at home.
All right.
Well, I mean, you've said that the mid-state area is such a key target, and I like it. I don't really have a problem with it, especially considering that it's UAB. And you're also going to be playing, in Bristol Motor Speedway in a couple of years. Yeah. So I mean, I like it.
I like it. I've always liked when Tennessee played Memphis in Memphis. Right. I think it's great for the West Tennessee fans. I just think it helps your fan base and your recruiting for all those people get to see a game without having to drive 6 hours.
But that was a legitimate away game.
I'm okay with it as long as you make sure you have at least 7 home games.
And they do.
My view on that one is if you're going to move a game and not let the home folks see it, move a dud. Move UAB. If you had Virginia Tech, for example, coming to Knoxville, and you say, now we're going to play that in Nashville, you move it and take it from the home. I would have a problem with that. UAB, nah. All right, I'm going to cut this segment a little short. Just have one more question here. That's a note to Cruz, our director. Daniel Hood said this week on your radio show, I thought this was interesting, that Tennessee had a bar ban during football season last year, that the coaches had gone down to the Strip, and they told the folks down there, if you see any of our players, you give us a call. They're not supposed to be down here. We don't want them running into Chuck. We don't want them seeing John. Don't go down there. Obviously that worked up until today. You had a pretty good record in terms of discipline. Were you surprised to hear that this was a bar ban? You don't hear that at many schools.
No, but I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. Now, you got a lot of 21, 22, 23-year-old guys, who legally can go do what they want to do. So enforcing it, I bet you, that he was able to do it. I think it's a very good idea.
I thought it was interesting that you sent players to the bars to make sure other players weren't at the bar. But no, I thought it was a good idea. And I wasn't aware of it until Daniel Hood said that either. And I have not heard that at other places. But obviously I think it worked to a certain extent.
Now they need to ban Dontavis Sapp's apartment.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, if they'd been at a bar instead of his apartment, there wouldn't have been a noise problem. But no.
The trick is here. So many, 90? Would you say 80 to 90% of college kids' troubles, football players, are tied directly to alcohol?
Well, yeah,
and you were at a party last night. I'm guessing
midnight.
Alcohol was probably you had one arrested for underage drinking.
Just a couple of years ago, wasn't Tyler Bray actually a bouncer at one of the Cumberland Avenue places? And I can announce, I've been a secret investigator on this. That's one reason
sure you have.
I've been down at the Strip as much as I have.
All right. When we come back, we have the toughest final verdict question in the history of this show. Come on back on the Enrichment Sports Report.